All right, all right, all right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. It is Friday. How you doing? I am your host, Mark Pierce, as usual. And you know what that means? Fridays here in the cave. It is, say it with me, it is Octane Friday. Yep, man, it is going to be a good one. We got lots going on, and we just love Fridays here in the cave. I hope you do too. Wow, right? A little bit of hint here in the background. It's going to be a good one. I don't know, it's a little too warm out for me. I'm ready. It's fall, it's getting close to Halloween, and I am ready for the cold weather. But I'm ready to build fires, that kind of thing. Speaking of Halloween, we got stuff coming up next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you tune in. But let's do a little bit of what happened on this date in history. Haven't done that in a little while. On this date in 1961, Dion has the number one song in all the land with Runaround Sue. We love that song in this house. We love that 50s music, especially when we're hanging out up in the Adirondacks. Sorry, Sue out there, all you Sues, especially my mother-in-law Sue, Runaround Sue. She says, well, when you were in high school or college, not the best time to be called Sue. But hey, that's a great song, and we love that music here in this house. I would probably play that as Song of the Day if it wasn't Octane Friday. 1963, Bob Dylan records the epic The Times They Are A-Changin'. 1964, I just learned this yesterday really. All four members of this band, Buddy and the Kings, were killed in a Cessna plane crash accident piloted by the drummer. And who were they? Well, Buddy and the Kings, the singer, was the one who replaced Buddy Holly in the Crickets. I had no idea that this happened to that guy. Another plane crash. So weird. He's actually saying Peggy Sue got married. Crazy, right? That's crazy. 1966, Jimi Hendrix Experience records their first single, Hey Joe. 1976, Led Zeppelin gets their first U.S. television appearance on the Don Kirshner rock concert series. It's Black Dog and Dazed and Confused they play. We're going to go all the way up to 1993. Meatloaf, love me some Meatloaf. Meatloaf has his first UK number one with I Would Do Anything for Love, but I Won't Do That. Whatever that is, right? Speaking of that, I'm listening to a podcast right now. Broken Record, right? Keep talking about that, but this is a good one. Went back into some of their archives, and they do one a little bit while back about Jim Steinman, who wrote all of Meatloaf's work, but he did so much more than that. But you got to check it out because he wrote Bonnie Tyler's Total Eclipse of the Heart and produced it. And when that was number one, the number two song was Air Supply's All Out of Love, is that right? And he wrote and produced that. And you listen to those two songs back to back, and you're like, of course, that's Jim Steinman. That's exactly Meatloaf music. And he did Holding Out for a Hero. I mean, it's amazing. The whole thing is amazing. But anyway, you got to give that a listen. So, birthdays today. Today is Weird Al Yankovic's birthday. He's 61. Love Weird Al. I remember the first time I ever heard him. It was Another One Rides the Bus. You remember that one? That was we loved that as kids, and he's put out so much more just awesome and epic records. He even did one late, like that's how it's probably been years now, but instead of Blurred Lines, he did one about grammar that was really awesome. Anyway, what are we talking about today? We're at 4 minutes. All right. We're doing a lot of Led Zeppelin in the fall because it turns out they released all their albums for the most part around this time of year. So that's just it. Like I said time and time again, I don't make the calendar, I just report on it. And so on October 22nd, 1969 in the UK, and on Halloween, October 31st, 1969, this album was released. It's Led Zeppelin II. That would make it their sophomore album, their second effort. First number one album for them. I mean, they only had two, right? So they're coming off the heels of a massive tour, 4 European tours and 3 US tours. They basically wrote and recorded this in between these giant tours. The album was written on tour. Each song was separately recorded and mixed and produced in a different studio across the UK and the US. Most of it's live in the studio. I mean, it's pretty crazy, right? The ad slogans for this record were Led Zeppelin, The Only Way to Fly, and Led Zeppelin Now Flying, because they were touring. The record comes out, and initial reviews are pretty bad. They panned it. I mean, that's not unusual to hear that. I mean, one guy said, if I listened to this 600 times, which I did, I realized all I'm listening to is one long heavy metal song or something, which is just silly, because that doesn't feel that way when you're playing it at all. And in retrospect, I mean, we love the retrospect things because we get to look back and say, well, actually, you know what? This is one of the most epic heavy metal albums of all time. Okay, all right. Well, that means you didn't do your job the first time or whatever. I don't know. But this is some of their best work. It's almost like a greatest hits, for God's sakes. This is an awesome record. I mean, if you didn't know anything about Led Zeppelin, would you play this one first? I mean, you probably would, right? And this is going to be a hard one to pick song of the day, but it was just absolutely huge. What are the songs on this record? Let's talk about Led Zeppelin II. And is this your favorite Led Zeppelin record? Tell me, because it's up there. It absolutely has to be up there. Whole Lot of Love kicks off. Wow. Just wow, right? I mean, that's incredible. What Is and What Should Never Be. Awesome. The Lemon Song, also awesome. Thank You. I mean, that's side A. What? I mean, come on. Turn the record over. You do Heartbreaker, Loving Maid. If the radio only played Heartbreaker, you were pissed, right? I mean, how many songs can you think of where you were pissed if the two songs weren't put together? And this ties into yesterday's episode, because it had to be In Excess, Need You Tonight, and Mediate, right? They had to play Heartbreaker and Loving Maid, or else you were pissed. They had to play The Cars. It's All Mixed Up, right? It was what was the other one there? Shoot, now I'm trying to pull it out. Anyway, they come to me. The Cars had that one. They had to play Bob Seger's live off of Live Bullets, Beautiful Loser and Traveling Man. That had to go together. Any other songs that had to go together? Like, if you didn't hear them together, you would be like, no, fail. Let me know what you come up with. I think is it Moving in Stereo? Yeah, it's Moving in Stereo and All Mixed Up. That's what had to be played back to back. All right, what else is there out there? You tell me. Ramble On. Hello. Ramble On, famously referencing Lord of the Rings. Mine's a Tale That Can't Be Told. My Freedom I Hold Dear. How Years Ago and Days of Old. 'Twas in the darkest depths of Mordor, right? I met a girl so far, but Gollum and the evil one crept up and slipped away with her. Straight out of Lord of the Rings. I didn't read Lord of the Rings because I looked at that book when I was a kid and I was like, not happening. Do you see the print in that thing? No way I'm doing a book report on that. Luckily, I love the movies. Moby Dick and Bring It On Home. I mean, there's no bad song on here, right? These are all great songs. This is a great album. This is an epic album. Everyone should just listen to that this weekend, today, tomorrow, Sunday, whatever it is. Listen to Led Zeppelin II, revisit it, and tell me what your favorite parts are. It is awesome. And it's actually the record that got me into Led Zeppelin. This is what I listened to first before anything else, because I was a late Zeppelin fan. And this is what turned me on to them. Love this record. Did I say that already? All right. So what am I doing for Song of the Day? It would be pretty easy to do Whole Lot of Love, right? I think that would be kind of the easiest way to go about it, right? Sorry, I'm trying to get to the right one here, right? But it's got to be Heartbreaker and Loving Maid. It's got to be both those. It's got to be. That's your song of the day. Your song of the day is two songs, but really it's one song because you have to play them together, right? So we're going to do Heartbreaker and Loving Maid for song of the day. Enjoy it. I'm going to rock out today. Awesome weekend. Looking forward to next week with Halloween. I got lots of stuff planned for Halloween, so be prepared, all right, people? And as usual, sorry for the 9:48, 9:49, 9:50. I will catch you on the flip side.